Poppin', man? It's your boy Big Sauce. Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm honored to have my boy B. Crawford, man, Bryan Crawford, illustrious writer, Chi-Town native. He getting straight to it, man. Great friend of mine, one of the most brilliant minds I respect on Twitter. Basketball mind. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. So I want to take a few minutes of your time. We got Lakers Nuggets game 2 coming up, but what's up with the Josh situation? Where's the failure at? Where's the disconnect?
Um, to me, I think the elephant in the room with Ja, everybody's talking about, he need the right people around him and everything like that. But and I've said this, anytime something has happened with him where he's gotten in trouble, the first person I'm looking at is his father. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really got nothing to do with his friends or who he around or nothing like that. I think T is way too busy trying to be the big homie instead of being pops. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh shouldn't be moving like this. There's no reason that none of this should happen. After that first time, Pop should have came in and put his foot down and made sure that this don't happen again. You got to explain to him, what's going on, how much he got to lose, what's the stake, this, that, and the third. All of that got to come into play. I was looking today and I realized they took his shoe off the Nike app. He took it off the website. So it's about to be a super big deal. But I'm blaming his father. At 23 years old, you grown, but you're not grown enough to where you can't take no fatherly advice. And I look at it from my perspective. If that was my son, after the first incident, we nipping that in the bud. We not gonna have this no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's who I'm really looking at. I'm looking at his pops and like, yo man, you gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Especially as black men, as fathers, you see T before this last incident. He used to sit on the sidelines with the red cup and everything like that. His Jacques suspended, he come back. You see T, he ain't got the cup no more. So messages got through, but I still don't think they got through enough to where Ja's not in this situation facing this lengthy suspension. I think we probably not gonna see him till after All Star break. So yeah, man, I'm looking at T. I'm pointing my finger directly at him because he should have nipped this in the bud early.
So you even thinking damn near like, cause my thing is like after that first one, you know, and this is where I would have damn near went Pac-Man Jones. You remember what Jerry Jones did with Pac-Man?
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
two niggas with you all times, man. I'm gonna
yeah,
pay these niggas 2 bands a week, bro. Only time they ain't with you when you go in the bathroom, bro. We not
exactly.
flashing no guns. Ain't nobody pulling out no phones. Nothing, bro. We doing it the Derek Jeter style, bro. Like we getting all
Yeah.
this shit off the internet. Too much IG live dopamine, man.
Oh
How many
yeah, for
games you
sure.
think
And
he getting?
I'm thinking, I'm saying people like 25 or whatever, but me personally, I think he's gonna get somewhere between 35 and 40. And you know what? The other part of that is I'm looking at Nike, and the other thought I had was I thought back to the Kyrie situation. You know, when Kyrie had this situation and that went down, Nike was quick to pull the plug on him, pull his shoe, kick him out, void his contract, everything like that. Why? Because they had jobs. They felt like, all right, well, we got this other little young cat. We can afford to lose Kyrie, right? So then they make that move, they make that decision, they pull Kyrie's shoes, and they was doing numbers with the kids, and it was just really just a miscalculation because they like, all right, we'll get rid of Kyrie because we got Ja. Now look at this, now you ain't selling Kyrie shoes no more. You done pulled Josh shoes, and honestly, Nike kind of looked kind of messed up in this situation. And my thought on that is, if Lynn Merritt is still there, does this even happen? Are these situations they probably get handled a little bit differently? And with Lynn not there, if he was there, John Morant wouldn't be doing any of this. Absolutely not. So there's a new person over there. There's a new head of basketball who is taking a different approach. And so all of this kind of comes in together, bro. Like it's just it's a much bigger situation that we know on the surface, and all of that stuff will come out eventually as far as like the suspension and everything like that. But there's a lot of moving parts that led up to this. So it's a lot of things I've been thinking about and looking at with this situation. But most importantly, man, like you can't fumble the bag like this. This man finna lose $100 million within a span of 6 months. Like who does that's a contract? You know what I'm saying? So you just can't do stuff like that.
And it can't be that fun to where y'all chilling that hard, man. Y'all from South Carolina, man. Like, kick back, relax. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
enjoy that little money, man. You know what I mean? 196 M's. Like, just
And
kick
that ain't
back,
even kicked
relax.
in yet. That was supposed to kick in this coming up season. So he ain't even seen that money. Then the first part of that money he not gonna even see.
I think this may be his humility moment, fam. I think it may be. So,
You
I
know,
got a
I
question.
hope so.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I hope it is because I hate to see I hate to see little brothers like that, man. Just it's a lot of distractions out here in this world. It's a lot of distractions out here in these streets, and I just hate to see somebody with so much potential and talent and just with the whole world in front of them go left like this.
Yeah, yeah. And my point with people is, I'm not excusing what he did at all. I was ignorant, like, it's fucked up, fumbling the bag. I mean, that boy dealing with some heavy consequences. But my
Hmm.
thing is like, at 23, my mind wasn't nowhere near developed, and thank God it wasn't phones out. You know what I mean? When I was 23, it's a lot of NBA cats in the NBA. I was just saying on social media today, cats in the league now was in college, got in shit. If phones was out, they would have never made it to the league. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pacers in the 2000s. So I think the IG live, it just changed everything. I just pray that I just hope he get a second chance, man. I think we so quick to throw a young black man away. Like, we don't know what he's dealing with. Hope he can get some therapy and just make it bigger than basketball right now.
Yeah.
I
No.
just hope,
I
man.
don't. I don't. I don't think we throw him away. I think the other elephant in the room is the boy drinking. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't be drinking like Casamigos like that, bro. Like, I've seen, you can't do that, man. Like, for real. Like, I've seen multiple videos of this dude drinking it straight out the bottle, no chaser, nothing. Like, to me, that's alcoholic shit, bro. Like, you got a problem. Straight up. You got a problem, man. And we all know somebody, heavy drinkers, alcoholics. You don't always make the best decisions, right? So
Yeah.
I think every time this I'm almost 100% certain every time Jordan did stuff like this, he been drunk off his ass, man.
And you got 4-5 niggas with a combined income net gross of motherfucking $78,000 around you. They drunk too. You know what I'm saying? First
Right.
thing a nigga do is pull his motherfucker out right here.
Pull his phone out. Like, yeah, I told y'all I knew this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. It's
Hey,
ridiculous, bro.
nigga, hey, I'm gonna keep it moving with you. Hey, you really broke the mold with that alcoholic shit.
Man, for real. And he need to stop hanging around all them niggas, man. Go find you a chick to chill with, bro. Every time I see you, you got 30 niggas around you for
30
what?
niggas, man. I don't trust it, man. That's that new shit, man.
Nah.
I love my bros shit, bro. Like,
Mm-mm.
hey, man, we ain't finna go have no business, nigga. I'm laid up with some cheeks, nigga.
I'm trying to tell you, I ain't come this far to be spending money on 30 niggas every time we move. We can do that, but not every time. And that's all it seems like he want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Leave them niggas at the crib, man.
Man,
So,
for real.
I wanted to ask you, man, R.I.P. Bean, you a notorious Kobe fan, one of the most diehard Kobe fan, Kobe legend, the relationship. I dare to say what we seeing from Jimmy is Kobe like. Is that a stretch?
Um,
In the
no, not at
playoffs.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, in the play, I mean, as far as like mentality, like Jimmy ain't got that type of game. Like let's just go and get that out the way. But when people say he moving like Kobe, it's just because he's just so relentless. Like he forcing his will on the game, forcing his will on his team. You know what I'm saying? And he's driving these guys like you can see it. They lost, and he's trying to get back there. And like he's been coasting all regular season. He might have a couple phenomenal games, but playoff Jimmy is a real thing. And I think that's when stars in this league are born. It's during the postseason. When everything is on the line, every game counts. You're not playing four different teams in a week. You got to beat this team four times, and that's way harder. But yeah, man, I think Jimmy is definitely on this Kobe shit in terms of just being able to put teams away. Like he walked Boston down last night. You know what I'm saying? Like that was incredible. So yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing with Jimmy. Plus, I feel away because I remember I remember when Jimmy was a young cat on the Bulls and they was talking about, oh, the Bulls need a second superstar, and they was calling the bench the second superstar, and Derrick Rose needs some help, and I'm like, yo, he's sitting right there on the bench. And
Damn.
I took a lot of heat for that. I took a lot of heat for standing up for Jimmy, man. But look where we at. So yeah, man, I believe in that brother like 100% because I saw it early.
Damn. Damn. And just think like he's a player who his talent is, of course, he's an elite NBA player, but it's a lot of players more talented than Jimmy with way less will.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
not to
yeah.
call, I'm not calling out no players, but like, it's some dudes that if they had Jimmy's will, oh, they'll have about 3, 4 ships, at least 2 to 3. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he maximizes everything he has, man.
Plus he got this super huge chip on his shoulder, man. Like, imagine you being a young kid and your mama looking at you and telling you to get out. You know what I'm saying? That you a shorty.
That ass.
Like you a child. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get out there and like figure it out, man. So a lot of it, a lot of what we see now from Jimmy Butler has a lot to do with how he came up as a youngin. You know what I'm saying? And it just drove him. And when you get rejected by the person that brought you into this world, that could go one or two ways. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy,
Yeah,
he figured out a way to turn it into a positive, man. So I'm super happy for him.
yeah, I agree with it. I agree with it. Now, before I get you out of here, Lakers down 1-0. They coming back tonight. What do you see adjustments Ham coming tonight that he needs to do to kind of steal one in Denver?
You know what, man? I don't really think they gotta make too many adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Because they only lost by 6, right? So it's not like they got blew out. You come into that game, you feeling a little good about yourself. You couple defensive stops on one end, couple shots go down there. We probably having a different conversation. And Denver came out amazing in game one. I think what the Lakers got to do is tighten up the defense a little bit more on guys like KCP. You can't let him get off like in game two like he did in game one. But other than that, man, I really think you just kind of just stay the course. You ain't gonna really be able to do nothing with Jokic too much. You could probably throw different looks at him and everything like that. But as long as they defend, and as long as we get another another high level Anthony Davis performance, I think they could probably even it up last night. I don't really think they got to do too much. Losing by 6, that kind of tell you, you're on the right track. You just lost the game. You didn't beat yourself. You just lost the game.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think they coming in optimistic. I know Bron's an intelligent player. I think he understands if you don't win this one, you got to win 5. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
then 7, it's got to be 2, 5, or 7. And then maybe even if you blow one at the crib, this is a game you really need to get. You know what I mean, for the Lakers. Um, I can see that too. I like Hachimura a lot. I like the Lakers' athleticism, wingspan, a couple of extra
Hmm.
players. So I'm looking forward to see what Ham does.
Yeah, you got to steal one on the road, man. Like it's not even, it's not a series until somebody win on the road, right? So Boston did what they had to do last night. And the Lakers, they got to do it tonight. You don't want to go down 2-0, going back to LA because now you're giving Denver a whole lot of confidence. Now they feeling like
Yeah,
they can beat you. That 6-point game might have concerned them a little bit. Obviously, they still at home, and they got the advantage on that front. But the Lakers, they got to do it tonight. Like you don't want to be playing catch up at this point. You got to try to even this thing and go back to LA 1-1.
1-1. Totally agree. Totally agree. One last question, man. Does Boston miss Ime Udoka on the sideline?
I think so. I think they've gotten this far basically just off that drive of trying to get back to the finals. They've been riding Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I like Missoula. I mean, I do, but I think Udoka gave them more of an identity. You know what I'm saying? And I think they trying to, I think they really just playing off of talent right now. I do think they're gonna miss Ime, but I think Missoula is gonna be all right. This is his first coaching gig. First time going this deep in the playoffs as as the head guy. And he's young. Shit, he's not much older than probably Al Horford. You know what I'm saying? They're probably right there in the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So that that's a little tough adjustment when you coaching guys that you close in age with. It can be a little bit difficult for them to buy in. But I think they have so far. I don't necessarily think he in over his head, but I think it's definitely a good learning experience for him. So we'll see how it shake out. I'm personally pulling for Miami, but if Boston gets there, I wouldn't be mad either.
Totally agree again. I think he's a young guy. I think Udoka, previous coach, had him on such a string defensively and a chemistry with him. You can't
Hmm.
expect this man to emulate in such a short time. The things he says in the huddle are like, to me, I think he's a great coach. He does try to make adjustments. And sometimes players just got to play. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, well, cool, man. I'm going to let you get out of here, fam. We're going to link back up, watch this game tonight, and then I'm going to be back in a couple of days. Really appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Just let me know, fam. I'm already, I'm here for you. Just let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bro. Yep.
One.